Fikri, looking at Malaysia's legal and governance landscape, right? What do you think are the gaps in the frameworks governing board appointments in GLCs and FSBs? Do you think these gaps explain some of the problems that we've discussed?
I think I want to start by saying that if we take into context, if we extend the timeline of this issue, say 10 years, then we will see that we have moved the needle. Ideas and everyone who has worked on this issue have moved the needle. So if we look at gaps, sure, we can list a lot of gaps, and even the report by Priya and Elisa has highlighted a lot of them. For example, the definition of state-owned enterprise in Malaysia is still, very imperfect, which is made worse because of the federation structure we have. So we have the 7 GLCs, which may change time to time depending on Ministry of Finance whims, and even GLCs definition is, official definition will be based on Finance Ministry, and then on state level, there's a whole new creature there. So when you want to say, you want to create a standard regulation or protocol and all this, it may not be wholesome and comprehensive because we're not sure which category of entities it will cover. Does it cover only the FSBs? Will it also cover the companies owned by the FSBs? Will it cover companies owned by state governments? So a lot of complex issues there. So yeah, I would say there are a lot of gaps, but probably the biggest one that will, if addressed, will be very helpful to Malaysia is just getting the definition of SOEs. Now, some countries have addressed this by just creating a new law, buat akta state-owned enterprise, and just make a new, definition that is very helpful. So yeah, I think that is one gap that is probably should be addressed. Yeah. Ideally, yes, we want no politicians on any board of a public enterprise or FSB lah. But if that is, kalau susah nak paksa, whichever government to implement that, I think the next best thing is to make sure the process is very transparent in terms of its reporting, in terms of its nomination dan kriteria. Berkeliling tu dah list out lah kan the criteria that is needed, but it's just a berkeliling. So more should be done to push it to become more than a berkeliling lah. Perhaps that's the next best practical reform. Mungkin akta parlimen tu, I know the Prime Minister sudah menghasratkan intention untuk create a law berkaitan GLCs dan SOEs ni, tapi we don't know lah, could take years kan. Jadi yeah, I think the best thing to hope for now, which we can see results in not in the long term, is making sure process tu. And so kalau if you're a GLC and you want to appoint a politician, you have to make sure the process of nomination is clear and transparent and perhaps justified, and well gone through all the necessary screening lah, MACC ke apa, LHDN and so on, and then so baby steps lah, and then in the long term we can aim for that eventual ideal reform, which is no politicians at all.